Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey,
What's
everybody.
going on, family?
Yes, we're so excited to be on tonight.
Yeah, we're honored to
So
have you here.
excited.
Thank you for literally working with us and being
Yes,
flexible as we work through the stream. We are so excited and honored to be a
yes.
part of this.
Yeah, we're so excited. Listen, I know we've been posting so much about AIM, so
Absolutely.
we cannot wait to be on here for just a few moments just
Yeah,
to
yeah,
break
we
it
won't be on
down.
here forever.
But we can't wait. Come
Yeah,
on,
yeah. We're getting stirred up and
let's
excited.
go.
We get a chance to talk about it and
Yeah,
share what's going on. So we're going to give people a little chance. We'll just kind of talk and hang and kick it and
yes.
engage you. Welcome everybody. If you're in, telling us where you're from, tell us where you're watching from. I got the best host on the planet.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I know. You know what? We don't do lives like ever.
No, it's been years since since
It's been
honestly
a
I
long
was
time.
consistent on live. It's been a long time. Can you hear us
Well,
okay? Is everything coming through?
you have amazing content coming out, being released consistently and everything. But I think we definitely should start doing more lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's coming soon,
Well,
right?
I'll tell you what started happening, honestly, when we transitioned our church. We started to move and travel again,
Yeah.
and then we didn't have the Sunday commitments, and the schedule just filled up and blew up, and we were on the road,
Yeah.
and I didn't take all this stuff on the road, so that's what happened. But we're about to get some serious content out here. Got a
Yeah, I'm
podcast we're
excited.
going to be launching. We got all kinds of good stuff coming, so you gotta
Yes.
stay tuned. But we need more people. Come on, let
Come
people
on,
know that
hop
we're
on
on.
in. Yes, absolutely. We're so excited. And listen, I'm not looking down to be distracted. I'm tracking y'all, okay?
Right?
I'm tracking the comments. I'm going to make sure that if you have questions regarding anything that we are doing with the challenge, we want to make sure we answer those specifically and live. So we are on Instagram and Facebook right now at the same time.
YouTube
So
as
hey,
well.
y'all, and YouTube, what's up?
What's up to the
Yes.
YouTube world?
We're so excited.
Again, let us know where you're in from and do us a favor. Like it, share it. Again, once we get going, we'll probably be just a few minutes. We might be 15, 20 minutes, but
Yeah.
we won't be on here for a long time. But we do want to add a ton of value, and we want to let you know what is going on
Yeah.
because this is going to be worth being a part of.
Absolutely. And look, we got Tabri on here. Oh, hey, Miss
Hey,
Kiva's on here. They're hopping on,
uh-oh.
saying hello. Look,
Powerhouse.
I know, right? All these amazing people that we know and love are joining us tonight. So we're so excited. And look, our Instagram family, Claudia, we see you on here. Thanks for
Hey,
hopping on. Jason, what's up?
what's
We're
going
so
on,
glad
Jason?
that you're on with us as well. So, and our YouTube family, we haven't forgot about you either, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it.
So, yes. And as we finish up in the next few minutes, I know you want to get started. So, we're just
Yeah.
giving a little bit of time because, again, we know, y'all, we don't get on often.
No, we
So,
don't. No, we really don't.
we're changing that, though. We're changing that. Okay. So, we're just giving people a little bit, a few minutes to hop in,
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes to say yes to a new thing, you have to say no to an old thing. So
woo, come on.
we've said no to something so we can say yes to something else.
Yeah.
And this is that something else. And we got a lot of things that we're stirred about and excited about and
Yes.
ready to just continue to disciple at greater and greater levels. So
Yeah.
we're ready.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jason. Thank you. William, what's up? Good to see you too. Thank you so much. You said the best of the best.
Oh, that's awesome. Much
We
appreciated.
appreciate that.
Okay. Well, again,
Yeah.
share it, and we'll go ahead and hop in because people who didn't get on live can get a chance to see this
Yeah,
as
you
it's
guys
posted.
can definitely come back and replay, and share it too, because we want as many people to know about AIM as possible, right?
Absolutely.
Woo, let's go. Okay, AIM. What is AIM? Accuracy in motion.
Yes. Accuracy in motion.
Let's
So
go.
here, let me give you a little context. So my
Yeah.
thought is, as we're on here, I just want to kind of answer about four basic questions than any questions somebody else might have.
Yeah.
And so that's basically, what is it? Why does it matter, right? Why is it important? Why is it powerful in the first place?
Yeah.
So the why of the matter. When is it? What are we actually going to do? And who is it for?
Yeah.
So when we start to talk about AIM, let me give you an idea of kind of where this was birthed from and why this is powerful. For me, we have an opportunity to minister to a lot of people and a chance to preach the kingdom at varying levels and be in
Yeah.
different settings and different situations and have a chance to talk to leaders and those who produce, those who are about the Father's business. And one of the greatest frustrations we've seen over the years is where people don't feel like they're able to fully focus and function full time or
Yeah.
completely in their core place of passion and
Yeah.
purpose. And so it's a frustrating thing that people don't feel they have the ability to fully focus, to have the absolute impact God has called them to walk in. And so we've dealt with this for a long time where people just, what is my purpose? What am I called to be about? How can I
Yes.
maximize the impact and the influence that we're called to carry?
Right.
And my absolute obsession is to mobilize masses to be about the Father's business.
That's so good.
We are
Yeah.
on the earth to empower people to walk fully in their core place of passion and purpose. Because the
yeah.
reality is, and this is a really a core belief that we hold to really the essence of who we are,
Yeah.
I believe every problem in the earth is meant to be solved by a person or a people with the purpose to produce its solution. Every
Yes.
single one, period.
Yes.
Problems are contexts that make purpose matter. Problems are contexts that make purpose powerful.
good,
So the
yeah.
fact of the matter is, every problem in the earth could be solved by a person who God sent to solve it. You just have
Yes.
to be activated. You have to be awakened. You have to be trained to say no to everything else
Right.
and yes to the main thing, yes to the aim thing.
Yeah.
So this is all about activating people to maximize their impact and their influence in the place that they're called to function.
Yeah.
And once you start operating an assignment, you start unlocking what we call impact, and you start unlocking what we call influence.
Yeah.
Because not only is there a thing you were born to complete, there is a place you were born to impact. There is a market, there is a sector, there is a space, there is a sphere that
Yes.
you are uniquely anointed to bring value to, a people that you're called to change. And so what we've done is we've built out models, we've built out systems, we've established processes that we've helped people one-on-one for years to do, and even organizations do at high levels,
Yeah.
now make it mass available. And so what we're doing for 5 days is we're going to step in and find ways that by the time you walk through this, you are aimed to the assignment that God has called you to manifest.
come on.
Because we say that the worst target to hit is the
the
one
one.
God never intended you aim for.
Never intended. Absolutely.
And most people live effectively inaccurate.
Yeah,
And
you
so
know what?
they're
That's
hitting
so
targets
good.
God never intended they nail.
Absolutely. Say that again,
Yeah.
because I think that's the most impactful statement and reality is that
Yeah.
we really can be effectively inaccurate.
Yeah, effectively inaccurate. And so
Yeah.
what I say is they look effective to God, but ineffective to people.
Well,
The-
effective to people, but
yeah,
ineffective.
look
Yes.
effective to people, but inaccurate and ineffective to God because they're nailing targets God never intended.
Right.
And that's a frustrating reality, and that's a cycle where you can seem like you're achieving and producing and moving the needle and pushing
Right.
things forward, but the destiny needle isn't moving.
Come
The
on.
thing God called you to do isn't taking place.
Yeah.
And then there are people who are walking in that, but they need to maximize the impact, master their message,
Yes.
and see it translate into the lives of people at greater and greater scale and greater and greater ability.
Yes.
And that's a reality, that's a challenge, but there are ways that we can strategically place ourselves to become, this is what we term it, the kingdom person of influence.
Yes.
Because the reality is there is a kingdom impact that you're supposed to have in whatever system that you are sent to.
Right.
In whatever sphere you occupy. That's what he said, occupy till I come, do business till I come. Busy yourself with talent entrusted to expand the kingdom in the place that I sent you
Right.
until I manifest myself, until I show myself up fully.
And that's so good. Occupy, not be
Occupy.
preoccupied. Because there's a difference. There's sometimes people are
People
preoccupied
preoccupied with all kind of stuff.
all of these things, but they're not really occupying the position and the place
Yep.
that God intended for them. So
That's
that's
right.
so good. Yes.
Preoccupy with these things and
Right.
not occupy with kingdom things.
Right,
And people want to
absolutely.
know, how can we impact at a kingdom level?
Yes.
And so what we begin to show, and we'll dig into all this stuff specifically as we go here, but what we begin to show is in every place there is a person people pursue to
on.
experience an outcome they masterfully deliver.
That's so
Now you got to
good.
understand that in every market, you name the system, you name the mountain.
Yeah.
The kingdom was never meant to stay inside of a building. The kingdom is about expansion. It is the
Absolutely.
nature of kingdoms to conquer.
To conquer.
It's the
Come
nature
on.
of kingdoms to conquer.
Yes. To
So-
overtake.
Yes.
Yeah.
To expand. So the reality is the word occupy means I seized it, you occupy in it. I seized it, you settle in it. We
Yes.
occupy what he's conquered. All of it is his. But what he does is sends us as ambassadors in unique iterations and specific assignments and anointings into technology, into science, into ministry, into fivefold operation and function.
Yes.
And he tells you, I've made you a minister of the kingdom to
Yeah.
expand kingdom impact wherever you are called.
Right.
But the fact is, there are ways that you do that. And so that's what we aim to do. We aim to
Yes.
coach you to be aimed, to focus yourself to purpose, which is what I call your highest leverage activity.
Come on.
It's the
so
most
good.
important target you can ever nail. The word sin
Daily.
actually means miss the mark.
Come on.
That's
Mr. Mark,
what it actually means,
yeah.
miss the mark. And so a lot of people are actually hitting marks,
Marks.
but missing marks.
Ooh, come
They're
on.
nailing things God never actually aimed them towards.
Right.
And that's a problem plaguing too many people
Yeah.
that we're going to see people delivered from.
Yeah.
And so that's not a part-time, that's not a no time, that's not a sometime, that's not a back in my time.
on.
That's an all-time, that's what you're supposed to do all time, full time with what God has granted you and given you.
Yes, that's so
we'll show
good.
you how to do it.
Really quick before we continue, so Instagram fam is saying they can't see our faces, so we have to squeeze in the
Oh,
middle
because we
here.
got the yeah.
I think the camera
We
on
got the-
Instagram is a little different, so bear with us, y'all. Okay, we're trying this. This is our first time streaming on all the different platforms.
Instagram
So
is landscape. We didn't think about
yeah,
it.
we didn't think about that. We're wide, y'all. So I'm sorry. We're gonna try to get in here, okay? But it looks like it's working a little bit better. They can at least see you. So what up?
All right, fam. Hope, can you hear us in IG? Can you hear us okay?
Yes, they can hear us because they're definitely commenting. Okay,
Now
David
that
said,
our mics are a little closer, it
David,
might
hey
be
David,
echoing.
he said that's better. So that's awesome.
All
All
right.
right. All
Thanks,
right.
D.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so he can see you, which is good. That's what matters.
Well,
we want
no,
to
you
make
can
sure.
lean in.
No. We want to make sure they see you.
Yeah, that's
Look,
the point of us both being
But
on here is to
I
be
got our
seen.
Facebook fam too. So
All right.
awesome. All right. So that's so good when you were talking about those levels and measures. And again, you specifically said too,
Have
right?
to
For
lean in when
those
you talk. You
for
lean in when you
those who-
talk. I'll lean in when I talk.
I know. For those who are,
Gotta get
you know,
centered.
even functioning in some measure, but they haven't
Yeah.
maximized the place that God has put them in. This is for them too.
Yes.
Because it's about enhancing that, refining it, you know, increasing the impact of it. So it's not somebody who's just completely out of it.
No way.
You know?
No, absolutely not. So
Right.
what we're really focused on is people who already have an internal drive. I call them achievers, producers, creators, people
Yeah.
who burn on the inside to be about something greater. Your
Yeah.
intent is to manifest kingdom agenda wherever it is
Absolutely.
that you are placed.
Yeah.
And so we're going to look through some proprietary ways, some powerful things that we've worked through to help people aim your life most intentionally.
Right.
So our belief is by the time you're finished with this, you'll be the most aimed you've ever been in your
Woo,
life.
come on
You'll be
now.
absolutely accurate in your activity, okay? And so that there's not all over the place. The reality is Moses built according to a pattern. He was
Yeah.
accurate in his motion. Noah built by a blueprint that was in his spirit, and he built something
Yes.
nobody had ever seen before.
That's so
something he
good.
had never seen before. And so it is productivity. It's how to be more productive, how to be more impactful, and how to ensure I'm nailing the target to the thing God intended wherever I am at varying degrees and varying stages of that impact. So
Yeah.
it's unleashing impact and influence. And so what we'll talk about is aiming multiple things, okay? So
Yeah.
we'll look at this. We won't do it
Excited
all
about
here in this little challenge.
I know. We're
but-
just trying to give you a little taste, a little teaser.
yeah,
you know?
yeah. So we'll look at aiming your who, aiming your why, aiming your what, aiming your how, and aiming your where. And we'll show you a blueprint for how to position yourself for greatest impact. And now this isn't just going to be sit here and listen.
No.
It's going to be some work. So there's some things we
Yes.
have to dial in
Right.
that we're going to do every day, an hour a day
Yeah.
for those who are on for free for 5 days next
Yeah.
week, Monday through Friday.
And they're live sessions, y'all. It's
They're
not just
live.
like us streaming a teaching video and you're listening to it. It's literally live sessions. We're going to be with you. We're going to be teaching and expounding on those things. There's going to be assignments given. It's all inside of our Facebook community
lean in,
group
love.
that launches on Monday. Okay. So on Monday. So when you sign up, click that link if you're ready to register. It's going to be general tickets or VIP.
They
If
say,
you
"Come on,
are
Pastor Tasha, move
VIP,
over. We
I
gotta
know.
see. You got to get to the middle
Look,
of the
look, I'm
screen.
trying. but because of my microphone too, I don't
No.
want to like lose the microphone. But it is VIP or general. If you do VIP, then you actually get additional breakdowns and resources that will
Yeah.
release to you, and you also get the recordings because general tickets you only get the videos and the sessions while you're in the group while we have the challenge going on.
Yeah,
but with
absolutely.
VIP, you actually get access to those videos afterwards, so you can always go back to them. And someone asks, do you have to be a lead pastor or senior pastor
No,
for
no,
this?
no, no. This,
That's
this
a good
is
question.
no, absolutely
No.
not. No, this is
It's for
this-
everybody.
This will help anybody who desires
Yes.
to increase impact and influence in
Right.
the core place of passion and purpose to which your life is supposed to be aimed. Anybody,
Yeah.
not just Fivefold Ministry. Now, it will help pastors because we serve pastors. It will help Fivefold Ministry because we serve Fivefold Ministry. But the
Right.
reality is, I spent almost 10 years, longer than that. I spent almost 10 years in investments, but spent a lot longer than that corporate. And so we
Yeah.
work with a ton of
Oh, yeah.
people who are in politics, who are in corporation, who are in sports, who are at the highest level of impact in whatever their industry is, because we are firm believers in the kings and the priests. And so the reality is, you have a ministry that is outside just the four walls of church.
Right,
You have an
come
impact
on.
that you have to make that the nations of the world need to hear. You have something in you that needs to become potent, that you can offer it to make an impact. And
Right.
so what we talk about is ways to do this and to dial that in no matter where you're called to, okay? So no, this isn't just for Fivefold Ministry. This is for anybody who has assignment in the earth, because there is a problem you are born to solve, and we've got to get you accurate in nailing that target. Because
Yeah.
there's a solution you can bring that I can't.
That's right.
There's an
Come
offer you
on.
can present that I'll never be able to.
Right.
There's a person you can impact, a transformation you can manifest that I won't be able to manifest.
Right.
There's a market you're sent to that I'm not. And the reality is, in Revelation 5, when they begin to lay crowns at his feet, it's because they have crowns in the first place.
That's so good.
When you conquer the territory God sent you to conquer, you gain crowns that are worthy of only being put at the foot part of Jesus.
Yes.
His feet is his dominion.
Right.
That means he treads in rank and in authority in the systems and the mountains of the earth.
Right.
And so you have to be aimed in the market you're sent to. So people started to believe that the only reason you would be anointed is if you had a mic on your hand and stood on a
Right.
church stage.
On a church stage.
No,
Come on.
but that is not the point at all.
Right, absolutely.
No, you're doing
Come
the work
on.
of ministry. Your
Yes.
ministry is in science. Your ministry is in
Absolutely.
education. Your ministry is in technology.
Medical,
Your ministry is in
law.
the medical space, in the legal space, in the political space.
Right.
There are crowns waiting to be conquered in
Yeah.
all of those territories. You just have to be aimed to be the most impactful person you can be.
Right.
And so we're going to unlock that on the inside of you to gain crowns that you can lay at his feet with the four living creatures and the 24 elders at the coming of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So you with me? That's what we're talking
look,
about. We got to
people
stir
are saying,
that up.
I love this. And they said, so those in any and every industry can benefit from this. Yes. Any industry.
Undoubtedly.
Yes.
Undoubtedly.
Hey, Jody, good to see you. We're so glad you're on here. Irma is on here. Ezekiel said, come on, Apostle, preach.
Yeah. This is, okay, so let me give you a little sneak peek
Yeah,
again. We talk
yeah.
about what we call the kingdom person of influence. Everywhere that you look, in the natural and in the spiritual, you'll always find a person who occupies a seat
Yeah.
in that system that, when it scales, can impact cities. So a long time ago, we started talking about seat systems and cities. And so what you'll find out is, no matter what market you look at, there's a person who has become so exceptional at the value that they deliver that the people who need it delivered
Right.
pursue them to get it delivered.
Come on.
And they become one of one in the space they're called to occupy. And here's the power of purpose. Nobody can compete with you. Because what I'll teach you are the 5 stages of divine difference. They're the 5 Ds of difference, okay? It's your difference in direction, your
Yeah.
difference in design, your difference in deposits, your difference in demonstration, and your difference in destination. These divine differences operate in people who are effective no matter what industry that you're in. But you have to
Right.
know how to discover them,
Yeah.
develop them, deploy them, and demonstrate them at high levels, which
Yeah.
is the entire point of what AIM is about. And so what happens is, when you get masterful in a place, I call it purposeful proficiency,
Yeah.
something that you execute exceptionally, okay? When you get masterful in something you're uniquely called to do, you have no competition. Because if God
on.
called you to do something, you're called to do something I cannot do.
Right.
What you do gracefully, I do.
It will be work
Yes.
for us. It will be
fatigues
extra
me.
work. Yes.
What energizes you fatigues me, and that's the
Right.
point of the body. That the
Yeah.
hand can't do what the knee must.
That's
And
right.
the eye can't do what the foot must. Right?
right.
So the reality is, when you aim yourself to your life's true and most impactful intent, which is the highest level of impact you can ever manifest or
Yeah.
influence you could ever carry, is the place of aim, right? The target you're aimed to nail. You become one of one. You become the person people pursue to experience the outcome only you can deliver.
Yes.
And when you do that, you become what we call the kingdom person of influence. God raises you up in that gap to stand up and to stand out, to step in, to bring solutions, and be the person raised up for that particular answer.
Yes.
And so no matter where you're at, here's what happens with Joseph. Joseph is out of place hanging with his brothers, with his dad and his
brothers.
mother.
Come
He
on.
has to insert a market called Egypt in order to activate the king that is on the inside of him. So you can't be effective in the wrong place.
Right.
Right?
Come
If
on.
you're inaccurate, you're ineffective.
Yes.
If you're effective in the wrong place, you're ineffective in the right place.
Yeah.
So he had to put him in the right market. Now, in that market, he distinguished himself. And then we'll
Yes.
break down
Come
laws
on.
on how you do that.
Yeah.
So everywhere Joseph was in the place he was assigned, he was so different,
Different.
that they needed him. So watch this. Destiny is in your difference.
Yes.
And we'll train on these 5 stages of divine difference that have skills you have to master to do like Joseph. Come from the bottom and rise to the top. So
Come
he
on.
became what we call the kingdom person of influence.
Influence.
They pursued him for something nobody else could give.
Right.
And so the reason why you're competing is you're in a space of competition, or a space where you're not operating in a place where you are uniquely designed to operate differently than anybody else can.
Right.
So we got to get you on focus.
Yeah.
Now, some of people are already there and they're doing it at a high level, but they're distracted, which I'll give you our framework for distraction. They're distracted, and so they have to be aimed to do the thing they're assigned to do, right? So when you get effective, you know what happens? You attract opportunities.
Yes.
And when you attract opportunities, you start saying yes to many things. And what you're doing is sometimes saying no to the main
No to
thing.
the main thing.
And so you eventually
That's
become
so good.
effective at things you're not supposed to be effective at,
Right.
and you diminish your impact.
Right.
Your greatest impact is when you take off burdens you're not supposed to bear and pick up burdens you are supposed to wear,
Right.
and then you do what you're assigned to do. So again, we're sharing a couple of
I love
ideas,
this.
but that's what the AIM challenge is going to be.
Yes.
It's going to challenge you to find the space you are uniquely called to enter, and train you to be as impactful and influential as you're supposed to be.
That's so good. And I love that you said, look, people are saying, I already signed
right,
up.
you lean
Aim to
in,
do
you
the
lean
thing
in.
that
I'll
they are
lean out.
signed to do. Yes. Look, look at y'all. Y'all see my husband. Tell him to behave on this
you
live.
leaning the wrong way.
I know. Can you guys still hear me? I hope you
Yeah.
can still hear me, because we're trying to lean in for our Instagram fam, okay? We don't want to leave them hanging. So, but we have people saying that this is absolutely my language. They're saying this is definitely for me. This is distinctly intentional. My goodness.
Yes.
Listen, if you have not
We just
signed
getting
up
started.
yet.
Wait till you actually get in the challenge.
Absolutely.
This is
The challenge. I'm telling you guys, it is going to be so transformational. It's going to be powerful. It's going to literally launch you into all the things that God has purposed for you. We don't want you to waste your days, your moments, your minutes. That's
Come on.
one thing you can never get back, and that is time. Time is so precious. Your life is too precious,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
For it to be lived unintentionally. So we want to empower you to live fully active in what God has anointed you to be and to do. And I love that you're reminding people that influence and impact really comes from anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be, it doesn't happen just behind the 4 walls of a church, you know? And a lot of people think that ministry is only inside of the church.
Yep.
And ministry is what you've been anointed to do and be.
Yes. A minister is actually a ambassador of a political
Ambassador.
party.
Yes,
And our
come
political
on.
party is kingdom.
Yep.
Can I say that again? Our political party is kingdom. We are
Kingdom.
governmental in our essence.
Ambassadors
So
of
a
Christ.
ministry is an administration, right? It's to administrate government.
Right.
And so there's a kingdom revelation the Lord puts in your spirit, and where you are called to be, you administer government.
That's so
you
good.
administer the rank of the kingdom. You administer the glory of the King of glory. You
Yeah.
administer that, and you expand that influence. And so where you are, and a lot of times people think the only way to expand the kingdom is to share the gospel. And that's the entrance into the kingdom. The
Yes.
gospel is an invitation
That's
into a
right.
kingdom experience. And that is a powerful thing that we need to spread across the nations of the earth. You've got to be effective at sharing an entrance into the kingdom of God. That's sharing the
Absolutely.
gospel.
Yeah.
Yet beyond people getting saved, there's a level of impact you're supposed to bring. See, the
Yes.
earth is groaning.
Right.
So not only people, the earth is groaning
groaning.
for the manifestations of those who
Son.
act like the anointed King of glory.
Come
The
on.
manifestation of sons of God, those anointed kings, right? Kings and priests who are expanding the kingdom into different markets and territories. The earth is plagued by problems that your purpose is meant to solve.
That's so
The
good.
earth is plagued by challenges that your calling is called to be an answer to. Okay, so I'll teach you that a solution is an answer aimed to a key point of pain.
Yeah.
And the goal is to be an answer aimed to a key point of pain plaguing A large enough pack of people to actually be impactful.
Yes.
An answer aimed to a key point of pain plaguing a large enough pack of people to actually be impactful.
Right.
So earth is groaning, waiting for somebody anointed to solve the problems it's
Yes.
afflicted by.
Right.
And that's what you have to be aimed to deliver. So if you spend your life doing things they pay you to do, but not that you're anointed to do,
Woo, come
earth will
on.
groan for you while
Say
you're in
it.
the wrong place.
Woo,
Okay?
say
And the
it.
reality is I won't cry for provision when I'm in the place of purpose, because supply always follows solutions. And the greatest
Say that
solution you
again.
can deliver is the assignment you're called to
What's
manifest.
in you. Absolutely. That's
So
so
we'll
good.
talk about what's in you. So that's the third level of aim. The first level is why. That's the purpose factor. That's the
Right.
multiplier of purpose. And I don't want to get too far ahead of this. The second is person. You have to aim your purpose, your person, your potential, your productivity, and your place. Okay? That's your purpose and its precision. That's your person and presence. That's your potential and its potency. That's your productivity and its proficiency, or your inner pro. And that's your place and your placement. Okay? And we'll dial all those in. And when all of those are aimed, it's impossible to not be a kingdom person of influence.
Absolutely.
Period.
Come
That's
on.
how everybody who's impactful anywhere in the earth
Yes.
operates with aim in those 5 dimensions of difference.
Yeah.
Purpose is your difference in direction.
Yeah.
Person is your difference in design. Potential is your difference in deposits. Productivity is your difference in demonstration.
Woo!
And place is your difference in destination.
Yes.
And so what happens is, in place you build okay, so we'll get to this, all right?
Yeah.
You got to come to this challenge.
You
got to
gotta
sign
come
up.
to the challenge.
It
Listen.
will give you a level of focus you've never had, okay?
It really
That's
will.
what we're believing God for.
Yes.
And it's going to empower you to be who you're anointed to be, all right?
And the reality is too, because I mean, this isn't something that you just studied to teach.
No,
you know?
God, no.
It's
We live this.
literally, that's what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know, and for people to understand like the years that it's taken to even birth this
Absolutely.
out and release it.
I tell people it took me 4 years to make and over 20 years
20
to earn.
years to earn.
Because
yes.
the thing of the matter is, everywhere that we were, somehow or another, we rose to the top, and that's a a humble
Yeah,
reality, because it's all
that's
Jesus, right? We
right.
can't do anything. But even when we were in investments, when I was spending my time in corporate America with portfolios and consulting and that sort, we rose where we rose. But people would come and say, "How do we do that? How do?"
Yeah.
So we have CEOs that we coach. We have presidents that we coach of
Yeah.
massive companies.
Yeah.
People that we never put on stage or we never see on live, and that we never actually display publicly in any fashion.
Yeah.
But the reality is, the laws of impact and influence, the laws of destiny, applied no matter where you apply them,
Right.
and no matter who decides to apply them.
Right,
Okay.
absolutely.
So this works for you and then your organization.
Yes.
So it can be adopted inside of your teams. It can be adopted inside of your institutions. It can be adopted wherever you are, and however that it has to be.
Right.
All right.
And we know what it's like to wrestle ourselves up
Into
out
that.
of
Absolutely.
places that
Absolutely.
we realize were not God's original intention, even though it looked fruitful
Yeah.
or productive over time.
Yeah.
We realized that there was, things that God did not call us to.
Yeah, and I think one of the most, and I'll say this before we finish up here because it's 30 minutes, but
Yeah.
one of the most frustrating things people experience is that they feel they have a purpose they can never fully do.
Yeah.
It's like purpose is always a part-time
Part-time.
focus.
Yeah.
But your purpose was never meant to just be part-time.
Come on.
Destiny is not a side hustle.
That's
What
right.
you're called to do is not a part-time pursuit. There are stages of life where, you have to do this, and on the side you're building that.
Right.
But the reality is, it is God's intent. God would not purpose you to do something that He would not empower you to do with all of the time He's given you.
Yes.
Okay?
That's so
With the time He's allotted for you to do what He's called you to do, why would He send you to manifest a purpose
Right.
and then not give you the power to function in it fully?
Right.
You understand? That's frustrating. That's challenging. That happens at varying degrees of time. That happens in different timelines. We all have different journeys. Joseph's is different than David's, is different than Moses, is different than the disciples, is different than Dwayne's, is different than yours.
Right.
But the reality is, there are ways to make sure that you're accurate. The steps of a good person are ordered of the Lord. He does everything to ensure that even when you look like you're crisscrossing, you're accurate in your
Accurate.
activity.
Come on.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so we're going to deal with this, and we're going to help do that, because we know the wrestling match and the frustration of wrestling ourselves in to a full-time function in the place God has assigned us. And then once there, how to maximize impact and influence at levels of scale. And
Yeah.
so whatever stage that you're in, as long as you burn to be about his business, this is for you. The only people I can't work with are people who aren't going to apply anything.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Execution is a force multiplier.
Yeah.
Execution is a force multiplier.
That's so
You
good.
have to in you burn to be about his business.
Yes.
Something in you has to want impact. Something in you has to want the kingdom significance God called you to manifest. If that's in you, let's go.
Sign up, click
Jump
the link,
in.
click the link, and invite somebody to go on the journey
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
you got to
right?
invite somebody in.
Yes, you said that.
Somebody that you know is desperately searching
Right.
to do one of two things.
Yeah.
Find what they're called to do or maximize
Yes.
what they already know they're called to do and they're doing. Okay,
Right.
they're doing it, but they need frameworks to maximize that impact. Or they just ain't doing it. Invite them. Get them in here.
Yes, y'all, help us spread the word, okay? Help us share and invite, share the links. Somebody said, sign me up. Awesome. The link is in the comment there. You can actually go directly if you're ready to register, and you can choose general or VIP, or just click the second link and it'll give you the rest of the details of what you broke down today. And someone said, David said, how do you avoid the desperation of grabbing low-hanging fruit just to see something masking as productivity?
Oh, look at us
That's
inside
so
the
good.
inside
All
the
right.
camera. Come on
Look,
now.
we're getting there. Awesome. Nehemiah said him and his wife are going to do it together. Come
Oh,
on.
that's
Let's go,
exciting.
power couples.
Come on now. That's
I
exciting.
love it.
And so what I'll do is I've got a frame I'll draw up that will kind of work through this for us too, David. That's a fantastic question, man of God. I've got a frame I'll draw up for us that'll show us some different leverage in this. Because, again, sometimes we can be good at something but not called to do something. Or we can be able to do it but not called to do it, right? And so there's some ways that we can dial this in to make sure, okay, I've got accurate. So when I know what I'm called to do, I know what I need help doing otherwise. So I know how to build a team. I know how to delegate. I know how to get assistance. I know how to get some help. I know how to recruit. I know how to bring somebody in. I know how to compel them to come, right? And so what we'll talk about is how to crystallize what it is, your most effective point of impact. And all of us always have to do things that we're not specifically told by God to do in every moment and instant, because it's a part of building the ark.
Yes.
It's a part of manifesting something my eyes have never seen but my spirit knows is coming.
Yeah.
It's a part of building with a template, right? You could be the first in a family line.
Yeah.
You could be the first in a generational line. You could be the first in your city. You could be the first amongst anybody you know to do what you've done, right? You can be going somewhere, Abraham, that you've never seen before, right? That's natural. So you're doing all these things that you have to do, but what you need to crystallize on the inside is the core set of activities you're aimed to do, so that all these are turning towards the impact that you're supposed to make.
Right.
So there's an analogy that I love in Scripture, and it says that we are obviously the children of the Lord, but children are like arrows in the quiver. And so we are the children of God. We are the kids of the King, okay? We're inside of a kingdom. And so we are arrows in the quiver of the King of Kings. And so what God wants to do is pull us out of his arrow, launch us back on his bow, and let us go on a destiny trajectory so that we nail a target and not sin or miss the mark he intended that we hit. So when God pulls us back, it's to launch us forward.
Yes,
God
that's
has a
so good.
specific place set in his sights that he's intended that you nail. Is called destination.
Right.
And those are assignments that come in every season. So purpose is the overall thing that we'll talk about. An assignment is how that is iterated in a season. Right?
That's so good.
So God puts us on a stage or a string on a bow, creates enough tension, because you can't get trajectory without tension. Right? So we can't always try to remove tension, because tension creates trajectory. So he pulls the bow back, right? That gives you the tension to launch. So the tension is creating the power of combustion to actually give you what you need to launch out of now and into next. So he pulls you back and he launches you forward, because he's a master archer who knows how to help you aim a target, right? In fact, the word mature in the Greek, teleos, actually means aimed to an accurate intent. So maturity is someone who is no longer twisted, or someone who is no longer all over the place. Maturity is somebody who's aimed to an original intent. Okay? So purpose is the most powerful way to get out of procrastination.
Yeah, that's
Purpose
so good.
is the most powerful way to actually be heavenly productive.
Yes. That's so good.
Okay? Heavenly productive. Understand? So we'll talk about this and really get into the VIPs. We'll have some one-on-ones with. We'll do some.
Yes.
We'll have that time for everybody free, and people who are VIP after that time is done, we'll have additional kind of private time to work through some
Yes,
very
that's what I
specific
want
things
to
as well.
emphasize. Yeah, if you do VIP, listen, we're going to be after the general sessions. We'll bring you into just a digital room space for all of us, and we'll get to dig further into all the things that we're covering and be able to give even some one-on-one time together, which is awesome. Look, he's trying to bring me back in. I know. I checked on the thing too, by the way, and I'm not in there
I
with me
know.
leaning in.
No, you
So,
are now.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's
No.
just my
It will.
hair.
You'll come in now. You'll come in now.
So, but if you do VIP, we do have that extended time. Okay. So I'm really excited about that because
Yeah.
that'll give personal feedback
Yeah.
to help some people.
Yeah, that'll be worth doing if you can, if you're able, and if
Yes.
you have the additional time.
Okay. The times of the sessions it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Okay.
Yeah, 5
So,
Pacific, 8 Eastern.
Yes, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. It'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the 27th through the 31st, each night promptly inside of our Facebook community group. So once you register, you'll get an automatic confirmation email, and then it'll give you the details this coming week to join the Facebook group as we get active in there and do the countdown launching into the day 1 of the challenge.
Yeah, I saw Jason say tension creates trajectory. That's right. So the tension,
Yes.
I asked the question of tension, Lord, how are you using me? How are you using this to launch me?
Yeah, come on.
How are you using this to launch me? How are you using this frustration
Right.
to create a framework for my future? Somehow or another, all of this is building what I need to be launched.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, I've got to be aimed, or I'll be launched and go anywhere.
Go
so
all
so
over the
again,
place.
this is highest priority target.
Yeah.
We'll break that down.
Yeah.
Yo, excited! So we've
That's
been on
so
for 40
good.
minutes.
Wow, this is amazing.
So Casey,
Good to see you, Dariella. Thank you for see you on it with the Instagram.
IG,
fam.
we're leaning in because we
I
got
know,
we got a
y'all.
wide screen. Yeah, there you go. When you're in front of LGA, you're good. So all
Really?
of these,
So I need to
yeah,
get
there
this?
exactly. Now you'll notice
Hey, but can y'all hear me? Look, the microphone is way over there.
it's gonna catch up. It's not live yet. There you go.
Oh,
There we
so
go.
funny.
There we go.
Y'all get the behind the scenes, okay?
Yeah. We've been on a little while. So sign
Right.
up, be a part.
Yes,
It's gonna be
join
great.
us, guys, and help us spread the word, please. We want to max out the opportunity to have as many people inside of our challenge this round as possible. So if you can help share the link, send it to some friends, direct message them, okay? Don't just post it on your timeline or your feed, but just direct message like 10 people that you think would be blessed by it. We would be so grateful for
Yeah,
that.
we would. We'd
to
be
help
absolutely
us.
grateful.
Yeah,
and
reach
let
as
us know
many
if you've
people.
invited them. Let us know. Tell us so we know
Yeah.
who your crew is.
Yeah.
Come crew thick. It's already filling, so we're
You
excited
said
for it.
crew thing. I love that. That's good.
Looking at
Okay.
these comments.
Yeah, look, we're
So we're
catching up.
staying as high level as we possibly can. Trust me, the challenge is going to be
Yeah, the echo.
extremely worth it.
I know the echoes because we leaned
Yeah,
in
it's
toward
because
each
we leaned
other.
in for IG. It's your fault.
We're trying to connect with you, Instagram family. That's
All
why,
right,
but
fam.
that's okay. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, Derek's on here, Pastor Derek. Good to see you, sir.
What's up, Pastor Derek?
He said we are
Bless
thankful
you, man
for
of
your
God.
leadership. This is good, more focused and accurately aimed. That's right. Yes. Well, we love y'all. We're so excited. We want to thank you guys for being on with us tonight for these few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I cannot wait. We're counting down the days.
Yes.
It's going to be so powerful.
That's right.
And we know that once y'all even get a taste of this, you know, what the Lord has deposited in us to release in the vision of this, we know it's going to reach the masses. I really believe that,
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
and not because of who we are or anything like that, but it's because of the word
What he intends.
and what it tends to do for the
Yeah.
people of God to be active in the purpose
Absolutely.
of God. So
You just got to remember the worst target to hit or the worst target to aim for is the one God never intended you nail.
To nail,
Life
come
is
on.
too precious to live it
Yeah.
inaccurately.
Right.
Life is about aim. You have to live it on target. So
Yes.
that's what we're going to do in the same challenge. We're going to get you aimed towards your most effective point of aim. So
Yeah.
get in, be a part of it, tell people about it. It's going to be well worth it.
It's gonna be
Make
so
sure you tell
worth
folks,
it.
share, invite, And we can't wait
Please.
to see you soon.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. And look, again, we're going to be doing more of these. If you
Yeah,
want
we're gonna have
more
more.
lives from us, let us
We'll
know.
fix
Okay?
this
we
IG.
gotta
Promise.
get it going. I promise. We'll get it together. Instagram fam, thank you for being patient with us because I know y'all couldn't really see us tonight, but that's okay. You got hubby's face, which is good.
All right. We love y'all.
All right.
Can't
See y'all
wait.
soon.
Gotta
Thank
join
you.
this.